All right, let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the return of Man Cave Mondays. We are back after some technical difficulties and some holidays. We had to regroup and reconnect. And we're back with another episode for y'all. More super hot fire. You know what I'm saying? So here it comes. Y'all know the squad. Here they are. I've got Dre, Dex, Days, and Ness here today. Say what's up, fellas.
What's up, fellas?
All right. So let's dive right in. The first topic is a question from our co-host Tez, who was unable to be here today. And the question is, do you need your friends slash family to support the content you create? That's the question, fellas. What y'all think? Crickets. Holler.
It's
Who's
interesting
starting?
the timing of this topic coming up
Okay.
because I think last week or the week before there was actually a post that had went around where someone was like that they their sentiment was understood after she did a breakdown of what she was trying to say, but
Okay.
the actual statement she made just seemed really weird
Okay.
because she was just like, "Oh, she doesn't want friends or family supporting her. That's not what she wants, right?" And it was a really weird statement, but she actually made like a video and she explained what she meant by that. And it's really she doesn't want people just supporting her just because they know her.
Okay.
It was she's like, I'm not making this product for them. I'm making it for whoever wants it.
Okay.
And that's what she rather wanted was people that were wanted what she was selling
Okay.
versus just people just supporting her just for the sake of supporting her.
Understood.
Well,
And
that was
I understand that. It was just a really weird the way she worded it initially.
Okay. But what's your thought though?
Well, I mean, I think
Because you're a creator, you're a podcaster.
yeah. But I do it for a very different reason than most people do. I'm just doing it just as kind of an exercise essentially for myself. And it's just that. It's just so it's not really like I'm looking for support or I need support from any area. It's just more of something I do for fun in that regard. So yeah, so I do feel it is something necessary kind of initially where it's you need your friends, your family, people close to you because that's where it all starts anyway for whatever it is you do. You need to reach out to the people you know because those people you know are the ones that are going to really push it out further in the beginning. And not everything is going to go through them, but it is something that's nice to have. But it isn't something that you should 100% rely on
Okay.
because it's not always going to be there.
well. I was gonna respond based off of just that word because you did ask him. Shorty did make a point, like he said, her focus was people wanting to support her, not needing to. So even when I saw the topic list and I saw the word need, I was like, I'm just gonna challenge that within itself because the need, I'm the same way. I don't want somebody to need to feel like they have to do something like there's an obligation. I want you to be able to support it because that's what you want to do. You find interest in it. And and the interest sits with you. When you feel like there's an obligation, there's like an unwanted pressure. So it's like, do you really like it, or you doing it just to please the individual? You understand what I'm saying? You want genuinity. You want it to be because that's where they want to be, not because they're being forced to be there. You know?
So just to be clear, you feel it is needed or is not needed? Because so I'm asking for clarity because as creatives, right? We all do creative stuff in different ways here. We all do business stuff in different ways here. So that's why I'm trying to zone in, right? So as the creator, right, as Days the Emperor, the artist, as Days the Emperor, the businessman, do you feel that you need support from friends and family?
Do I need it? No. No.
Okay.
I don't think I need it. I could understand the perspective of how it could help or how it could be helpful, but like based off of what Ness just said, like as far as me relying on it, and from that perspective, as far as need, no, I don't need it.
Okay. Dre, Dex.
Because that's what
Oh,
I'm
I'm
saying. For
sorry.
me
Go
to
ahead.
need it,
I'm sorry. Go, go,
for
go.
me to need it means that I will have to rely on it, or I'll be willing to rely on it. Correct?
Uh, I guess. I mean, I don't have more context. I'm just trying
So
to answer it
When you need something, it's a necessity.
correct.
I
usually,
don't. Yeah, I don't need it. It's not a
so
necessity.
I think in that context, like of the language of like defining need, um sure, normally necessity is how it's translated, that like it needs to be there in order for whatever you're doing to work.
Yeah,
I think as far as like the support of friends and family, I think it is something that is um, not necessary to create the content, but is necessary
to
in
push
the
it.
regard of like emotional stability, or that like support, like the actual like emotional support or anything like that, because they'll at least understand that you're doing something, that you're understanding that they're understanding that what you're doing is important to you,
I
and
think.
it's not like it's something that they're trying to shut down um or anything like that. Like I feel like it's definitely the support part of that need isn't to make the content happen, but really just to lend validity to you as a person, that you're doing something that's important to you, and that they can see that, versus, oh, I need you to buy this because I need you to buy it.
Right.
Like that's completely like two different lanes
Yeah,
of support. And I feel
absolutely.
like that second lane is something that is needed from people close to you.
I'm
You
I'm
got
trying
very
to wait
quiet
to
because I feel like that goes without saying. I feel like part of what he said kind of goes without saying. You get what I'm saying?
which part.
I'm saying as far as like people focusing on like you doing it and why you doing it and what you doing it for. I feel like all of that goes without saying, especially if they bear witness. A lot of times we talk about that. One of the points that I make in reference to this situation is like if a person is sitting next to you and they seeing you grinding hard, blood, sweat, and tears, losing sleep, sacrificing so much, how could you not support that? Why wouldn't you want to? You seen him every day. You next to him every day. You see him, you know, waking up, going to work, tired, even though he been out all night, grinding, dedicating himself. You right next to this person. People will be right next to you and they won't even think to support even your dedication. You know what I mean? Like Ness is talking about the product or the service, or what about the person's dedication? What about they drive? Like sometimes I rock with a person just because of they ambition. Like, yo, he go get it. I might not even like what he's selling, but I just like the way he's selling it. You dig?
Yeah.
I just like the energy that he putting into selling it. I don't even want to buy it. Sometimes I see Shorty and them selling candy. Shorty like, you want a candy bar? I said, listen, my dentist will hate you. But here, take this money. My dentist won't be happy that I'm buying this candy bar. So I won't buy the candy bar, but I'll give you the money just because I support what you're doing. And sometimes that right there goes a long way. Like Ness
But
said,
even more
it
so,
ain't
I'm sorry to cut you off, but even more so because you're creative and you work hard. So you're going to appreciate people who work hard. You know what I'm saying? So your natural demeanor is going to be like, that kid's selling candy and doing the best he can. That lemonade stand, I'm going to get some lemonade too. You know what I'm saying? I don't think everybody would be like that, but somebody who's a hard worker, has goals and set minded is gonna follow, is gonna support that. You know what I mean? That's just my
Correct.
opinion on that. Um,
Well, no, I agree with you because we see the benefits of it. We know the
right,
benefits of
right.
it.
Um,
And
yeah.
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna jump in now. I was gonna say, obviously it's ideal, especially at least emotional support would be nice from friends and family, but be prepared not to get that. You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. But it's nice,
It's
sure.
nice, but be
But
prepared
is
not
it
to. So,
needed?
so it's
Is the
not needed.
question.
No, it's not needed. That's
Okay.
why I'm just jumping in to say, be prepared not to get that. You got to go out there. We're grown men here. We got to go out there and say, nobody's going to do nothing for you but you. And work hard, push yourself, drive, determination, and God willing, your family and friends are going to support you. It's really, it comes down simple as that. I mean, I want to. I'm a songwriter. I want my friends and family to give me at least emotional support. You know what I mean? But I got to go out there and do the real work when it comes down to it. It's really comes to, in my mind. That's how I see it. Simple as that. Like, yeah, so it's not necessary. It's nice if it happens. It'd be great if it happens. And yes, of course, normally you get that kind of support from family and friends, your close family and friends. But and if they don't, to shout out something that I was going to say Dan Udella says, but they says, and if somebody's sitting next to you, right, see you grinding, working on your dream, right, doing every you can, and they don't give you that emotional support. You know why? Because you got a passion that they don't have a passion. I'm not gonna name names. Somebody used to. I ain't gonna name this person's name, but somebody did that to me. They were just like, "You're always on the guitar, this and that, blah blah blah, something." And I looked at the person and said, I feel bad that you're not passionate about anything." You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So like, yeah. So if somebody could sit next to you and do that, especially if it's a close person, and don't acknowledge it or say anything, is because you're making them feel mediocre in the stuff they do. I think.
That's deep. That's deep.
But yeah, I said to somebody, I ain't gonna name their name on the podcast, but I said to the person, I said, I feel bad that you're not passionate about anything. You're making me feel bad because I'm on the guitar all the time. I feel bad. There's a passion, but that's actually, I'm veering off the topic. The answer is no, you don't need it, but it's obviously nice to have it. But in the end, we have to, us creatives have to put our heart, blood, sweat, and tears into something. And like the girl who wrote that thing or whatever, who said that she's making product for whoever wants the product. That's the way I gotta look at it. That's what I gotta say.
Well, they say that the people that don't know you show more love than the people that do know you.
Yeah, that's a shame, and that's a shame.
It is a shame, but it's because the people that's the closest get blinded by the light. You did.
I like what you're saying there. What you're saying there.
And the people that's at a distance, they could tell the shine from a glare. You feel me?
Bars.
It's hard to tell the shine from a glare if the sun right there.
We take 10 minutes and you're barring us up already. All right, you're barring us up.
I'm anxious to see what's coming next. I want to see what everybody else got to say.
Dre, you want to weigh in?
Sure. Yeah, I'm pretty much like agreeing with y'all. So for me, when you talk about friends and family, so first of all, I take the family bit. Like, I come from a very like dysfunctional family, so I've never really had support for shit. You know what I mean? Honestly, like, so I'm coming from a fucked up environment. You know what I'm saying? Where motherfuckers didn't support me. You know what I mean? Like, in anything. In fact, in coming from a dysfunctional family, they will put you down. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm gonna do this thing. Yeah, you ain't gonna never do that. You ain't shit. Blah blah blah. So I've never had that. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like that's basically like speaking German. I don't know what the fuck that is. Family support. What is that? I've never had it. Not to say that it's not important. Not to say it's not important or not, but I've never had it. So it would be nice, but I've never had it. So it's a unicorn for me. Like, I've never had it. And then when it comes to friends, it's very, on like one hand, the type of friends that I'd be like, yo, I could get this person support, but I've been shitted on by so many friends. It's just like, so I never look at things like that. So me as being a person that creates things or business or whatever, I create things because I'm like, I think it's dope, and because I think it's dope, I think other people might think it's dope. So one of my first endeavors was creating a martial arts school and saying, okay, I'm gonna bring this martial arts school into other schools. I wasn't looking for like family members or friends of mine to do anything. I was like, I'm gonna create this thing. I created it with my co-founder, and it was just like, yo, if it's dope, people will like it. And we went from one school to another school to another school, and it's in so many different schools. It's still doing this thing today. So it's like I created that because I felt like there's a need, and I want to fill it, and I think it's fun. In terms of like what Nestor was saying, like the podcast thing that Jay and I came up with, I guess 2 or 3 years ago, whatever. It's like, you know, I was like, yo, let's try doing this. You know what I'm saying? Jay was like, oh man, that sounds like a good idea. Let's look into it. For me, it was just like, oh, this is fun. I mean, it wasn't even so much about how many people we can get to listen to it, not listen to it. It's like, well, I think I have some legitimate information. And the reason why I'm thinking that is because people are always asking me shit. So I'm looking at the canvas of other shows, and it's like, oh, they're just saying what they know. So I think I know a lot of shit about
Mhm.
fitness and stuff. So, you know, I'm gonna put my information out there and challenge, what other people are thinking. And so I was never the one to be like, yo, I'm gonna call all my friends and family and be like, yo, you need to listen to my show. You need to listen to my show. Nah, I just put it out there, and the people who listen to it are the ones who want to listen to it. I would hate to create something. I think this is kind of what Days was saying. I would hate to create something and have somebody feel like they have to support it because we cool. It's like, nah, if you don't like it, don't listen to it. Like, we could be close friends. If you feel like, yo, I'm not really digging your show, then don't listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want people who listen to it who like it. If y'all who create songs, it's like, if y'all create songs, do you want me at your show because I think that's a dope song and I can't wait for you to perform it? Or do you just want me there because we're friends? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'll come to your shit because it's like, yo, I like that song that Days do, and when he perform it, this he wows out. Yo, I can't wait. I'm waiting. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for him to do this shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, he's about to do it. You know what I mean? Or with Jay or something, like, yo man, Jay about to do, yo, they about to wild out. I'm in the front row. Like, if you doing dope shit, and I happen to be your friend, I'm probably your biggest fucking fan. You know what I mean? Like,
Fact.
I'm here in I'm
Absolutely.
here in New Orleans, just like mad musicians and artists and stuff. But the ones I go see, who some of them are friends of mine, I go see them because they're dope. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing I wanted to add is, you know, in terms of like support or whatever, it's like, hey, if you create a product or a service or whatever it is, it's like, you know, the problem that I normally see is that people who are your friends and your family, they usually want the shit for free. You see what I'm saying? It's like, that's more of the problem for me. It's not so much that support. It's like, okay, oh, Dre, you do personal training? Yeah, I do. Oh man, I'm looking for a personal trainer. Okay. Yeah. You know, give me like the discount. Give me like, yo, son, what are you talking about?
Or
You know what
rip.
I'm saying? Right.
Or
Yeah. It's
rip.
like, oh, you do martial arts? Yeah. Yeah, I want to learn. Okay. It's gonna be this, it's gonna be that. We could do something else. Oh man, I was thought, you would just, as a friend, I thought you would just, like, just teach me or whatever. It's like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, most of the time the friends and the families are the ones who, they don't want to spend the $20 for the show. They don't want to spend, you know, the $10 for your CD or whatever that just dropped. And
Right.
for me, it's like that they become more of the problem than anything else, because they're trying to set a precedent of basically saying whatever I'm creating is worthless because you're not willing to pay for it. You know, like I always tell people, like,
Correct.
you know, that laptop you on, and that phone that you on, you know, uh, you didn't come up to Apple and be like, yo, Apple, yo, let me just get that. Let me, come on, man. Like, no, you pay for it.
Yo, Apple, let me just get that.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, Apple, you know,
Off the
man, we
arm.
cool, right?
Off the
Yo, let me
arm.
just get that 14. No, you, whatever it was, you paid
I
for it
see you when I see you.
because you
Right.
saw that has value. It has some kind of value to you, so you decided to pay for it. So
Right.
if you're
Correct.
coming to me and you like what I do, whatever it is, I'm personal training, karate, even fitness advice, whatever, you know what I'm saying? A bunch of shit that I might be doing, then, you know, if I put a price to it, pay for it. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Right.
you know, Jay does the butters now. You know what I'm saying? So like he'll probably get on and say, how many motherfuckers, oh yeah, let me just get that butter. And that's it. You know, they not, you know, like, okay, I can give you the sample ting, you
Right.
know, that's about it. But if you want the big tub, or if you want, come on, man, like you wouldn't say that if you was going to Estee Lauder or whoever's making butters, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You
Right.
would just pay for it because you value it. So if you value my product or you value my service, friend, family, pay for it. Period. That's
Absolutely.
all.
Absolutely.
Right.
Shout out to those
Absolutely.
butters, man. Shout out to those butters. But
Shout
that's a
out
whole
to
other
them
topic.
butters.
Facts.
That's a
Yeah,
whole other
Facts.
Thank you.
topic, yeah.
Fact.
yeah.
uh,
Listen, man, it's guns and butter.
yeah.
Man.
Guns and butter.
First you
That's
get
it.
the
That's it.
they got the butter.
That's
He
it.
got the butter already.
Yo, so let me start with what Dre said, and then I'll go to the original question. Yeah, me and one of my best friends who y'all don't know, me and her always say, yeah, people always want a discount. People always want shit for free. And the example we use is Amazon, right? We all shop on Amazon. There, you can't go to Amazon and be like, yeah, but let me get it for half price though. But Amazon, I shop here all the time. Let me get this one for free though. But I can't get a year of Prime. I can't get a year of Prime though. Like, what's up? I can't no. I can't get a year of Prime. Why not though? I know you for like 5 years. I can't get Prime. No, nigga, you would never even think to ask that to Amazon.
Fact.
So why do you feel comfortable saying that to everyone else? Why? Because you don't value it. And I believe, taking it a step further, you don't respect the person. And if you guys disagree, you could chime in, but I think you don't respect the person, because if you respect the person, you respect the grind, like Days mentioned, and you don't see the value in what they're doing, like Dre is saying, which means you don't respect either portion. You don't respect the value that they're bringing or the grind that they're putting in. Because why the fuck else would you be like, yo, but yeah, but let me get it for half price though. Yo, but I can't get the family discount, nigga. There is no family discount unless the family is here making the body butters with me. There's no family discount. You coming over, you're gonna help me out, you're gonna help wash out the utensils,
Right.
you're gonna put these labels on these body butters. No, okay, I didn't think so. Then no, you can't get a discount. And you would never even think to ask that to any organization, corporation. They set their price and you just accept it
Right.
or don't, because you respect it. And if you don't do that, then you don't respect what the person is doing. Yeah, there's a separate conversation about when people are ODing with prices. If the price of a
Yes.
show is usually $20 and Dex is doing a show tomorrow and the price is $200, okay, yeah, that's a little weird. That's a separate conversation. But if you value what the person is doing and you respect the person and their grind, you might even consider the $200. Man, I don't know if I could do it, but I might try, because Dex is killing it right now. I see his grind, and man, that song he just dropped is dope.
Right.
I know this is like 10 times the price, but you might consider it. Now,
Right.
to the original question. The original question was, do you need your friends and family to support the content you create? The simple answer and the very quick answer is no, the fuck you do not. They say if you build it, they will come. Creating the content is not building. Creating the content is step one of many steps. When you create content, you're deciding to go on a journey. You cannot expect the end result by doing one step. We say the same thing all the time on food, fitness, and fun. You cannot say, I want a six pack and do sit ups today and then think you're going to have a six pack. No, it's a journey. At some point, if you continue to grind, you'll have the six pack. You have to put in work every day. So if you're a content creator, then you need to be constantly pumping out content. You are trying to build something by creating content. Nestor said he's doing it for fun. Then support is not a conversation. Dre said he's doing it for fun about the podcast. Then support is not a conversation. But the same way Dre said he started going to this school and that school and this school and that school, and now the karate school is in all these schools. Well, why? Because Dre put in work. He didn't just say, hey, I created a karate school. Okay, everyone, come on in. It doesn't work that way. You have to put in work. So for artists, there's different ways to put in work, right? Days write songs, Dex writes songs, I write songs. Simply writing the song is not enough. That's not going to make you Elvis Presley, Beyonce, or Jay-Z. It doesn't work that way, just writing the song. No, you have to do a lot more than just write the song. Days doesn't just write the song and expect, hey, I'll be Jay-Z tomorrow. Do you expect that, Days?
Hell no.
No, right? And it doesn't even make it sounds silly. That's why you're laughing. If all you had to do was
Yeah.
create it and that's it, well, then everyone would be Jay-Z and Beyonce and Rihanna and everyone else. The reason that you don't just simply become those people is because there's a journey that you're embarking on when you decide, okay, you know what? I'm going to talk about the Ninja Turtles every Friday. That's what I want to do. I like the Ninja Turtles. They're a wild bunch. And I like pizza. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create a show where every Friday I eat pizza and talk about the Ninja Turtles. Okay, great. I'm glad you decided to do that. But that's not the final step. That's actually the first of many steps. Now, let's say you want support from friends and family. Well, like Dex said, I'm sorry for you. You should be prepared to not receive it. It is not a requirement. Now, if you feel that you're creating something that's dope, like everyone here said, well, guess what? Maybe there are other people who think it's dope too. The problem is we often only consider our friends and family, but there are 8 billion people on this planet, and we all live on this thing right here. I know you know the answer, but I'm going to show you anyway. It's called the cell phone. And if you create content, you can put it on a bunch of things that go to the cell phone. And there are people on these things. They're called devices. They're called apps. They're called social media. Now, you can start a TikTok today. And on TikTok, you can eat pizza and talk about the Ninja Turtles. And I promise you, people who are not your friends and family will find your content and support your content. They will like, they will comment, they will subscribe. Why? Because they will also be interested in the Ninja Turtles. Your friends and family are not ever required to do shit with your content. Specifically, no. It doesn't matter how good the content is. It doesn't matter if you post 10 times a day. Your friends and family are not required. It is not a need. No, you don't need them to do it. What you need to do is decide, what are you going to do? Do you simply want to create it and that's it? Well, then that's your decision. Are you trying to build something? Are you trying to be the number one person on the internet talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Okay, cool. If that's what you decide, well, then there's a lot of work to put in. Simply creating doesn't mean shit today. Sorry. It doesn't work that way. You're not just going to say, hey, I painted something, and someone's going to say, okay, cool. Come be Michelangelo and paint the top of my church, please. No, it doesn't work that way. Now, if you post a painting every day for a year on your TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, y'all know they don't pay us, but y'all know the platforms. If you start posting a painting every day, or even the process of you painting, because maybe a painting took you a year to finish, but if you say, hey guys, today I put in all the blue on Dre's shirt. Here, look at me paint the blue on Dre's shirt. Oh man, today I had to do just the shades that Days has on. And it was a lot of work because there was a glare at the top. You see, I had to use this white right here just to get. Now people have gained interest. Now you're gaining traction. Right. And in a year, maybe you do get an email that says, man, you're an amazing, creative, innovative painter. I would love for you to come in and do a piece for my organization. But simply creating content doesn't mean a goddamn thing today. It is not enough for you to be any of the stars who come to mind in any industry. You're not going to wake up and be Gary Vee. It's not going to happen. Just creating a video and saying, hey, you know what? Gary Vee said, do a podcast. I did a podcast. I'll be Gary Vee today too. Tomorrow I'm going to wake up and have 5.7 million followers. No, you're not, because it's a process. You're embarking on a journey. It's a long road, and creating is the first of many steps. Unless, like Nestor, you're just doing it for fun. Like Dre, you're just doing it for fun. Now, I'll be honest, a bit of transparency. I send all my shit to my friends and family. Every time I drop something, whether it's this pod, my solo pod, a song, a video, whatever it is, I send it out. I also have an email list where I send things out. That email list didn't come out of thin air. I had to get contacts, subscribers, etc. And spoiler alert, when I drop shit, you probably can guess who watches it and comments and subscribes first. The email list. Does it mean my friends and family don't support? Some do, some don't. But I understand it's not required. Now, promoting your shit is required. Marketing your shit is required. And how you do that is up to you. In Dre's example, he went from school to school to school to school to school. He went business to business, B2B, as they say. He knocked on doors, he got answers. That's one of the ways you could do it, but simply creating is not enough. No. That's my answer.
All right.
Any rebuttals? Because I came to argue today.
I mean, we're on the same page.
Well, I mean,
you said all. I mean, I even earlier, like I said, you got to be prepared to be driven for yourself to do the work you want. If you have a goal, you can't worry about your parents, siblings, close friends. You have to be driven to do it. You can't. It's going to be you. It's, you know, the emotional support is fine, but it's really you working within yourself to drive to go do the things you want to do, the goals you have in life. You have to be committed to excellence. Simple as that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
I wanna elaborate on doing for fun stuff, because it's like, when I say I'm doing it for fun, what I'm saying is I'm enjoying the journey. So like using your example about abs, I go to the gym all the fucking time, right? And so it'd be like, well, you're going because you expect results. Well, yes, I expect results, but that's not why I'm going. I'm going because I enjoy going. You know what I'm saying? Now, a year will go by and it'd be like, oh shit, my arms are bigger. Another year go by, my chest is bigger. Oh, my stomach is tighter. You know what I'm saying? I run faster, I'm on the bike again. I can go faster on my bike. So it's like, I'm not doing it to get to a destination. I'm doing it because I enjoy doing it. So even with the podcast, it's like, even this one, that, it's like, I'm doing this because I think this is fun. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to promote it. That doesn't mean I'm not going to let people know what's going on, or I'm not going to try to get more followers or subscribers or whatever the case might be. But if nobody listen to it. You know what I'm saying? If no, that's like I'm still gonna go. So it's like if nobody saw me in the gym, would I still go? Of course. I'm not going to please other people. I'm not going to do something for someone else. This is something that I enjoy. If other people want to enjoy it with me, then great. Then we're having a good time. But I'm never doing something because I'm trying to knock somebody else down. It's like, oh man, this other dude is the number one fitness podcast. I got to try to knock him down. No, I don't. I got to try to be authentically myself. And if people are digging that, they're going to dig that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean when I say, well, yeah, I'm doing this shit for fun, because for me, like, that's what inspires me. You know, I'm not inspired by competing with somebody else. I'm not inspired by, oh yeah, a few more joints, I'm gonna knock this dude down. That, you know, everybody's different. That don't inspire me. What inspires me is like, man, this really feels good. Man, that workout was great. Oh, that was a dope conversation. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy it while I'm in it. And if if you dig it, nice. If you don't dig it, all right, you know, thanks for giving it a try. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Days. I know you wanted
Um,
to say something.
yeah, because there's support comes in many different forms. Like for example, like support could be somebody might not even they might not even rock with your product, but they might be telling somebody that you got it. They
Right.
could be standing on the street corner like, yo, Jay do body butters now, right? And they like, oh nah, oh word, son from Bushwick, oh yeah, he do body butters, man. You should definitely check it out if you get a chance. Boom, boom, boom.
Right.
It might not be a good look because they may ask you like, yo, do you rock with it? And then if you say no, then it might deter them. You feel me? That's the only thing. You know how when people be like, yo, do you eat the cake? They nah.
Right.
Oh, all right. Because they like, why you don't eat the cake? You telling me about it,
All
but
right.
why you don't eat it? You feel what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But
Yeah.
that's one example. Like, it's all
I
about
agree.
perception and perspective. People might somebody might repost your song in their story, but they probably haven't heard it. But they
Right.
Right.
still letting everybody else know that you got it out. So it's different forms because a lot of us get stuck on a particular way, like
Hmm.
like a particular type of support because that's what we want. That's what we would do. It's like that's what I would do. So you want them to do that for you because that's what you would do. But
Right.
people have their own version of how they support, how they show love, how they express, their care for things or their interests. So I just think you just have to, be open to that. But, going back to the original question, I said it earlier, no, need, making somebody feel like they need to do something. I know it's part of the marketing strategy. And it's funny because me and my son, we laugh about this all the time. We talk about this when we see billboards and stuff because they try to make you feel like you can't live without it. See, and that's where the word need comes in because part of their marketing strategy is like you can't live without it. So you stuck between like, all right, am I missing out by not even engaging? You get what I'm saying? And that's where the need comes in. You feel me?
Right.
Like they kind of make you feel like you need to support this because you can't live without it. And it's a brilliant marketing scheme,
I was about to
but
say
in the
I didn't want to
essence,
cut you off, but I was like, actually, that's pretty good marketing if they're doing that.
no,
If they have you
it
considering,
is.
yeah,
It is, but going to touching on the origin of the question, nah, it's not a necessity. But
right.
if they convince you that it is, then
They did their
that's
job.
on you. Yeah,
Right.
pretty much. Pretty much.
They did their job.
So, you said no to yourself and you said yes to them. So
Word.
bars.
Bars.
But
Word. Oh, and one more thing. Ness, you spoke about validity. Can you say it again? Because I wanted to respond, but I don't fully remember what you said.
um that it having the support of like family and friends it will in a way lend validity to what you're doing, like pretty much the same thing
Uh oh.
when excuse me, when he said like you go and oh I'll go and I'll hey my boy Jay is selling these butters, and then somebody's like, well, do you use it? And no.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to know why. Like, what's the reason? So with that other support, it'll lend some validity to that. Like, oh, well, they're doing something that people are supporting, or even just recognizing that you're putting in the work for it.
Yeah.
And really, even if it's just at that level where it's just that they're recognizing that you're doing something that's important to you.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, Ness, I heard you. I think that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
When you create something, I'm sticking to the original question, not a product, not a service. The original question was about
Yeah.
content. What you do, you have to do from the confidence of yourself. The problem
Right.
is, especially in today's society, and I know this is a whole new topic, but I want to respond. The problem is people do things and seek validity from others. That's supposed to come from you. You're supposed to be confident enough to say, hey, I know I made this dope video. I know I made this dope song. I know I put in my best for this episode of the pod. That don't got shit to do with other people. The problem is that in this society, we're so dependent on that dopamine effect of the like, the comment, the text.
The
Nestor said I
reaction.
did a good job. Yeah. Nestor said I did a good job. Yeah. No, but that's not how it's supposed to go. You see, the problem is we are too dependent today on that rush of the good feeling, that
Yeah.
dopamine effect. Oh man, yo, Dex
Validation.
said my verse was the dopest shit he heard this year. Oh man, they said my shirt has better cotton than anything he bought in 2 years. Yo, that none of that shit matters. That's not how you're supposed to feel good about you, and that is the problem today. So, not trying to pick on you, but speaking about that that sentiment of validity, I disagree, and I think that is a huge problem today.
Well, yes, I meant it more specifically that it's being recognized that you're doing something that you feel is important.
Yeah, but
Um,
all
and
right.
the whole aspect of that, yes, I hear what you're saying, but for some people, it is something that is necessary
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. For a lot
because
of people today, it's necessary, and that's the problem. Whatever Nestor does, that's what Nestor chose to do. He has to be confident in himself and say, "Hey, man, look, you do a pod, right? And I hit you up all the time as I'm listening. Yo, son, that was crazy. Yo, I didn't even know that. Word, where you found that out? I blow your guys' messages up. We have a group chat, and I'm constantly every episode in there. But guess what? That should not decide to Nestor inside whether he continues to do the pod or not. That's not that got nothing to do with it. That's external. Validity is supposed to come internal. Like,
First,
yeah, like
I
you
say
supposed to
first
know, man, you know what? I didn't break that down very well. I could have did a better
before
job. Right.
anybody.
Yeah, it's internal. So that validity, I think that's a problem. Yeah, you're absolutely right. There are some people. I think it's many people. Let's crank the knob way up in
But
2020.
I think it's an issue. Well, I think your point alone is correct.
Yes.
Like when it becomes a need, yes, that's a problem. But I would say like it's like let's use me as an example, Jay. You see me how I step out, like I'm fly. I know it before I get outside, but that don't stop people from telling me.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying? Now, we say if you live for the compliments, then you die from the critique.
Absolutely.
So just know that when they outside telling me I look good, god damn it, I knew that shit when I looked in the mirror before I left the house. You feel
Right.
me? So with that being said, it's like I know it first. Like, you know, as long as you know it first, like, yeah, we always talk about this too. You know how we rap. So it's certain lines that we know people gonna react to
Right.
before we even say it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So before they could come and be like, yo, Jay, that was crazy. We knew it already.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I feel like as long as you know it, aside from them validating what you know already, I think that's cool. But when it becomes like a need to make you feel it internally, I think that's a major
Yeah.
Yeah,
issue.
because it's
You know, you
supposed to
looking
be
on
an
the outside,
add-on. It's not. It's the cherry
correct?
on top. It's not the sundae itself.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
cherry
Yes,
on top.
absolutely.
It's nice. It's nice to have a Moschino cherry on top of the whipped cream and all the fly shit that you already put together. It
Right.
is. It's nice. It's nice to have a cherry on top,
And
Yeah,
that's
but
no,
the
it's not.
it was the
But
detail,
that's
yeah.
not
the
the
detailed
requirement.
description.
Go
And
ahead,
that's the
Dre.
beauty. That's the beauty of content and the internet. Because like your first
Mm-hmm.
example, Jay, where it's like, if I'm going to get on here and just talk about butterscotch candy, right? It'd be like mad people don't want to hear about that. That sounds corny, but it'll be a corner of the internet, some small group that's just like, that's what I feel about butterscotch candy. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's the whole thing. It's like, you're not doing it to please everybody. In fact, we know some of the best content creators or channels have blown up because somebody took this minuscule thing that they really, really liked and just would just go in on it. And it's just like, it just blew up. Like something that you thought was a small audience turned out to be like 500,000 mofos. You know what I'm saying? But the people
Fact.
who did it wasn't like, yo, I'm gonna do this because of 500,000 mofos. They just did it because, like, yo, this is some obscure thing that I never really get to talk about. I can't talk about it with my friends. I can't talk about it with my family. They all think I'm weird. Everybody in my neighborhood thinks I'm weird. So I'm just gonna sit in front of my computer and talk to the the interwebs, and whoever
Right.
hears it,
The
fine. You
interwebs.
know what I mean?
Right.
And that's in
Terms.
terms of content, like that's the way you do it. You just do the thing that you think is cool, and maybe 98% of the people think it's weird and not going to listen to you, but you're doing it for the small 2% of cats who actually dig it, and that's the way it
Mm-hmm.
goes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you can't.
I just think need. I think that word kind of, conflicts with the whole situation. Because we're very mature individuals. I know once y'all saw the word need, y'all was like, hell no, I don't need a goddamn
Yeah.
thing. I know, I know everybody had that reaction, like, well, I don't need nothing. It would be nice to have it, but I don't need it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and I think family and friends supporting you. I just think that it's a beautiful thing because it comes from a different place, especially when it's
Right.
genuine.
Right.
Like when it's genuine, it really comes from a different place. Like is people don't really understand. Like and shout out. Can I bring people up? Like I can tell a story.
Go
Yeah. Of
I
through it.
could
course.
because I know he would definitely appreciate
Yeah.
this. I know he would appreciate this. So I remember I had put up a performance on IG. So shout out to my dude Flip. You feel them? Shout out to my guy Flip, Sound Vision Studios. Book your session today. He had commented just out of nowhere, like, yo, man, he hasn't seen me or whatever, it's been a while, boom, boom, boom. He was just extending his love. And I had an event coming up. You feel what I'm saying? I responded to the message. Mind you, he didn't tell me nothing. He didn't say, yo, I'm pulling up. I'm gonna be there. Yo, I see you. He didn't say nothing. Right? So I'm at the event, and what's dope about the event is that when you come inside, when you come through the door, there's curtains. So when somebody come through the door, you can't even see who come inside until they come through the curtains. So it makes it more
Mm-hmm.
dramatic, more cinematic. You
Right.
feel what I'm saying? So I was on my way out. He was on his way in. So the curtains just split. And I was like, oh, like, wow. He didn't even tell me. He's like, yeah, I know. I know. You feel me? I know.
Right.
I didn't even tell you. I was like, son, you should have put me on. He's like, nah, I didn't want to. I wanted all this. I wanted this right here.
Right.
I wanted this moment. And that's my guy. I will remember that for the rest of my life. You feel what I'm saying? Because I haven't seen him in years. And he just popped in on the IG. And like y'all said, it was steps. He popped in on the IG with the comment, boom, boom. We interacted. He showed some support, as y'all like to say, some support, some love. And then he must have just paid attention to my timeline and he just pulled up to the next show. You know
That's
what I
what's up.
mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, that was dope. Those moments, man, I'll never forget that. I remember that for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's good. There's a very famous author. I might be mispronouncing his last name, but I believe his name is Seth Godin. Um, he wrote a lot of books about marketing, and they're all like he's got 19 or 20 bestsellers. And I just saw a podcast clip where he's on a podcast that Dre put me onto from a gentleman named Rich Roll. He's this ultra marathon runner guy. Now he's got a
No,
podcast.
no,
Rich Roll is
yeah,
super dope. He
yeah,
was just on
dope,
his
dope,
podcast.
dope.
Listen,
Yeah.
he was just on his podcast, and the clip, and I guess I'll repost it. The clip that they put out, Seth is saying, I didn't make books for the world. Most of the world didn't like my books. They said it was garbage. They had no interest in it. But I'm a number one seller to 1% of the population of the whole world. 1% of the entire world. Not 99%, not 75%. 1% of the world has bought his books. He has 19 best selling books.
Wow.
1% of the world. I don't think I have anything else to say here.
No doubt. No
On
doubt.
that note, I gotta take something out of the oven. I'll be right back.
Go ahead.
But I'll just say this. We can move on. It's like, man, when it comes to support, it's like, I want people to support me because they like whatever it is that I'm doing. And when I support whoever, that's the reason why I'm supporting you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I ever been to your show, if I ever listened to, your podcast or whatever, I told Jay, I was like, I don't keep up with what's going on. I don't give a fuck, honestly. But, Jay has a podcast where it's just like, oh, we're going to talk about the latest shit going on. So I listen to that because I feel like, it kind of informs me of some of the things that's going on, because I don't know shit. I don't know new rappers. Honestly, niggas be like, yo, who's your favorite rapper? I'd be like, oh yeah, like Days the Emperor. You know what I mean? Niggas like, what? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? I mentioned my nephew Kev. Like, I don't
Like,
know
who
none
the
of
hell
these
is
new
that?
niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, you ever heard that shit? Look for Me. That's one of my favorite joints, nigga. That's my shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I be getting hyped. Like, I remember when Days used to perform that when I was in New York. I'd be like, yo, our shit is not because, oh, that's Jay friend. No, that shit is hype. When I watch him perform that shit, I'd be like, that, whether I knew you or not, watching you perform that shit is dope.
I
You know what I mean?
appreciate
Or
that.
when I see you now perform it, I'd be
Yeah.
like, yo, there he go again. Because it's like, it don't matter if I know you. You know what I mean? It's like, that shit is hot. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm
Right.
supporting somebody, I'm never supporting you because of proximity. I don't support. I support because I think it's dope. If I buy your body butters, it's like, yo, I bought it because I think it's good. You know what I'm saying? In fact, the body butters be like, yo, I buy them and fucking chicks be taking them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
But what about? I gotta pose something, right?
yeah,
Because I remember when I used to see brothers like I gave an example. And I'm sorry to cut you off,
nah,
right?
it's all good.
Because it's some people who, like I said, the support comes in different ways. So it might be somebody that they might just give Jay the bread
All
just
right,
because they want
sorry,
to see
y'all.
him win.
Right. No, and there's nothing wrong with
You
that.
get what I'm
There's
saying?
nothing
Like,
wrong with that. I've done
yeah,
that too. You know what I'm saying? I've done that too. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, yo, I'm just going to, support him in this way. But I guess I could clarify my statement. It's like, most of the time when I'm doing something, it's because I legitimately think it's dope. Like I said, here in New Orleans, there's a lot of musicians, and they'll be like, yo, I'm playing here, I'm playing there, and you check it out. I might go once just on some, like, let me see what it's about. If I think it's corny, you probably won't really see me again. But if it's hot, I'm gonna be like, yo, my boy play at the so and so on Thursdays. I'll never miss that shit. That shit is fucking
Right.
banging. You know
see,
what I mean?
support. See, that's a different way to
Yeah.
support. Now I'm like, oh, Dre there? All right, let me pull up and see. Because if Dre fucking with it, then I
Right.
gotta see.
Right.
And then now I gotta tell my man. And then see now 3 people know, and then 4 people know, and
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
etc.
Word.
Word of mouth, man, is still people try to. I don't know. I'm saying I don't want to speak freely. I don't know if people kind of underestimate word of mouth, but I think word of mouth is still one
Oh,
of
yeah,
the
definitely.
marquee, marketing. I
Yeah.
think it's one of the ways to market, man. Because if somebody, I used to tell people don't talk about shit they don't care about, like they don't give a fuck
Right.
about, like they don't pay attention
Yeah.
to. It's like somebody saying, "Well, I don't care." It's like, son, you've been talking about this shit for the past 2 hours.
It's
I'm not convinced that you don't
right.
care. You
No,
feel what I'm
especially
saying?
if
You've
it's
been
a
talking about
person
this shit
that,
for the past 2-3
yeah,
hours.
because especially if it's a person that you respect their opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's like me and Jay, we talk about
Absolutely,
movies all the
absolutely.
time, right? And so if Jay see a movie or if I see a movie, like I'll start the shit off and be like, yo, Jay, don't see this movie. Like, is too fly.
That's a fact.
Don't fuck up your life like I just did. And sit there and now you got to research everything this movie just said. Just don't watch it. And he like, no, now I'm gonna go watch it tomorrow. I know
Now I gotta watch
I know it's gonna be dope.
Now
You
you
know what I
gotta
mean? Because it's like
Now I gotta watch.
when you had that relationship with somebody, you know, like if this motherfucker said that shit is dope, you know what I'm saying? If Jay's like, yo, Dre,
Facts.
let me tell you, the new Nas shit is son. I'm telling you, it's dope. Like Jada is on it. This motherfucker, I'll be like, that's it. Don't tell me no more about it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm on Spotify right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's based on the relationship you have with the person. If they saying that it's dope, you're gonna be like, word, yo, son, yeah, days on Wednesdays, like you want to go check him out. This shit is fucking. If it's somebody that I'm like, I don't really hear him. He don't talk like that about everybody. You know what I'm saying? So you look at it, you look at the person like, oh, you know, you don't big everybody up. You don't always you don't always sit on the corner and just support the nigga fucking like. So when somebody do that normally don't do that, you'd be like, wait a second, it's got to be something to that because, you know, he don't really do that. You know what I mean? So
Right.
yeah. All right.
Okay.
let's
So
on to the next.
yeah, it looks like Tez is gonna join us, so I'm trying to get him in.
Before we we got to get his.
Yeah,
Okay,
give me 1 second, okay?
His topic.
All right, good.
Pants
Right,
on.
need some pop.
Oh,
Keep
he's
your pants
here.
on, everybody.
Yeah.
We want it. Woo, we want it.
Wait. But can you hear me? That's the most important thing.
Right, and he's looking studious. He's looking
Look
studious,
at
ladies and gentlemen.
that. Tez comes in. Look at that, folks.
Are words being heard?
Can't. Yeah, we hear you.
All right.
We hear you. Listen, I just want to let you
And
know,
we
even
still
my
on your
lady
topic.
friend who's here just started twerking. You know what I'm saying? Tez is here. Twerking for Tez.
That's it.
That sounds like a
Twerking for
t-shirt.
Tez.
Twerking for Tez. We
I
need a
was saying-
t-shirt. We need shirts.
I was saying earlier from a movie that we all know, Bill Glickman is down for the. Can't say the terminology is what he's down for, but for Malibu's Most
That's
Wanted.
it.
Oh, that's
I guess
my
I'm-
joint. That's my joint right there.
I can take these specs off.
Election.
I just put them on to look at your text. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, let me fill you in. We just started and did an hour of your question. So when the guys come back, you gotta chime in. You know, you gotta
Right.
chime
Facts.
Damn, Dre got that big ass
Popcorn.
bowl of
Smart popcorn?
Yo,
Yeah,
in. Oh, he can't hear us yet.
fill me out, bro.
No. I
Smart
can hear
popcorn.
of course.
Hey, look, everybody's getting put on. Don't make me put some shit in the microwave. You know what I'm saying?
Baked potatoes,
Nah,
baby.
just-
Oh
Baked
man,
potatoes.
fuck.
Dex is
had a-
doing it right.
That's just doing it right.
I just had some soup.
All right, so,
So
go
I-
ahead, Tez. You were saying.
So the reason why I bring up the question, because I'll start from the beginning again, is because we all create stuff and we all do our own things. And just to summarize what I said before, me as a content creator, when I first started creating stuff, I felt like, oh, this is my boy. Why is he not here? Or this is my wife. Why she's not here? And you got to realize like this is not their cup of tea half the time, right? Or they don't understand the environment, or again, it's not their brand.
Right.
To me, I support by you like this type of stuff? Check out my man's right here, or check out my dude right here, or whatever, friends right here, and it's word of mouth because that's how I like to associate. I love when I see in my stream, such and such put me on about you. I heard you do wrestling stuff. I'm like, yeah, and then we chop it up. To me, it's more of a genuine connection instead of having a strain of friendship from you don't support my things. I do. I encourage you to with help, advice from stuff that I know, and vice versa. You can give me advice on stuff I'm not no one is a guru on the whole thing because it's such a how to say like a free spirit platform where it is content creation, podcasting, streaming, and all that stuff. Because there's no set guidelines. There's no you work 9 hours a day, you get results. It's not like that. It's all about the work. And one of Dave's favorite words, sweat equity you put into it. It's all about that and how much determination. Because me, as a live streamer, I love helping people to get out the gate. I love when I find a new friend and they're having troubles, and it's not to say I'm better than you. I just love helping people out. Like I know how to fix this. I know how to fix that. and we can fix it together. I can try to help you streamline what you do better, um, or at least what I think is better, and you can always go back to what you want to do. But to like subjugate family and friends to like push your content, I mean, it's a different story. That's it's not, to me, it's not really needed.
Right.
Because I got the abridged version. You guys kind of felt the same way. Um, but don't. But the big thing is, don't shit on my dream. Don't fucking
Yeah,
don't make me
absolutely.
feel like what I'm doing is a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
Because like when I told my dad, yeah, I'm a live streamer. He's like, what do you do? I'm like, I play video games online and chat with people. He's like, the hell's that for? Like, what's the point of it?
Mm.
And I'm like, I don't know, but I get X amount of dollars every month from doing it.
Talk
So
to him.
what you want me to do? And go figure now my dad has a YouTube channel. So
Wow.
Hey, hey.
Back
was
when Joe
admiration.
Budden used to
It
rap.
was admiration, Taz.
Say it again, Days.
It was admiration, Taz. It was admiration.
There you go.
Just
Back
didn't know
when
how to express it.
true that. Back when Joe Budden used to rap, he said, "And even if you ain't for me, don't be against me."
it's true.
I agree.
And the biggest thing is from my perspective, from my community, they have helped me through a lot. Everybody, most of you guys know I've been through a lot of stuff last year and the years prior.
Yep.
So like I've always had a community to lean back on and to reach out to.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but like they also helped me hit goals. Like because of them, I would have never. Well, I not never, but they helped me they helped me to fund a trip to go see my girlfriend for the first time. Because of them, I was able to go to California a couple years ago for the first time.
Nice.
And it's that's what I build as a community, and that's what I want. And whether my friends and family want to be there, that's up to them.
Right.
I don't hold anybody. I'll never hold it against anybody. Like, my man, bro, I've been streaming for 4 years. We never come to my chat.
Right.
That's on your prerogative. How does that sound as a creator? Like, how does that sound? Like, yo, you never hear, but you my like. I know that if I can call, like, let's say like Jay doesn't have a Twitch account. I'm never gonna hold it against him because if I need Jay, I can always call him right here. Yo, Jay was good, and vice versa.
Right.
You know,
I
I'm
would
interested in the stuff he does, and I go to as many shows as I can. But I know he's never gonna hold it against me. Like, man, you were never there. Nah, I help you and I push it out. Like I said before, I play his music on my stream every now and then, and they'd be like, "Yo, who's that?" Like, "Yeah, that's my brother. Listen to his stuff."
Right.
And we check it out. That's how it is.
But I would say support has no expiration date. I want to throw that in there because
I
it's like, let's think about it like a person dropping albums, right? So they might not have supported your first album, maybe not the second, maybe not the third, but from 4 to 10, they fuck with you hard as a motherfucker. You hear me?
Right.
You feel me? Like that's how it be. Like support has no expiration date. I feel like some people get on board. Like it's probably cats that been doing their thing for a minute that I probably ain't even know about, and I just came across their song one time at a party, and I'm just like, oh, yo, that shit hard. But I ain't never really rocked with them before because I ain't really hear nothing that strike my interest like that. Now that don't mean I don't like them overall. You understand what I'm saying? Shit, that don't even mean I do.
but
I might
but with
I might just like that song.
but with that, I have two contrasting points of views, right? Because you have one perspective where I I wouldn't want somebody to push my stuff if they don't know what I push, right?
Absolutely.
So if you're not into gaming, if you're not into wrestling, if you're not into the scary games that I play, you'll be like you can't sell the product right to a person to listen to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Days
but
was
they like you
basically
though.
saying the same thing earlier.
And then there's also
I
the
was saying that.
Yeah. Remember when you was talking about the body butter, but somebody asked you, "Yo, but you fuck with it?" You'd be like, "Oh,
Oh yeah. When I made that point, yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Tess."
then there's the opposite where I'm gonna butcher the Joe Budden quote, but don't be there when it's bright. You better be there when it's dark as
That's
well.
right.
Don't come to me if I'm the next ninja or if I'm the next big streamer. Like, yo, I've been there for you forever. Man, where you been?
But Tez, they may like you though, bro. They may not like. They may like you. They may like
But
Tez.
what I'm saying is like friends that come out of the woodwork, like, yo, my man, I never knew you did this. Yo, we've been here for years. There's, those fake friends.
Right.
No. I was making a point. I was commenting on your point about you were saying like about the whole Twitch channel or
Yeah,
people knowing what you do. But I was saying they might like you, like they might
yeah.
like Tez, like people might not like my music, but they might like me. You feel what I'm saying? It's different ways that people could support you or find interest in you. You know what I
And
mean?
and I understand what you're saying because I do get that. I do get that as well. Like most of my chat outside of what it is that I'm doing does are there for me, and it's like me with other streamers. Like one of my closest friends that I've known, he's big into fighting games. I don't play fighting games. I can't do a combo to save my life. I know, Dre. um, I'm the kind of person that plays. I play Tekken and I'm mashing the buttons, bro. The
Oh,
X button
button
ain't working. You
mashing.
cheating at
Oh
PlayStation. Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
It happens.
I know, but like he plays a lot of fighting, especially now that his channel's going through a change. There's a lot of stuff I don't like, but the personality's there, and that's what drives me there, and that's
Okay.
why I'm still there. And also, he's honestly one of my best friends. Um, so it's just that is I understand what you're saying. I do agree that does happen, but also to like introduce somebody like like me trying to tell it to my mom like, yo, this is what I do. She's not going to be there. Enjoy yourself.
Right.
She wants to talk to me. She could just come right through,
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's I will never hold anybody accountable for it. At the end of the day, you want to come through, that's on you. You know, you want to sub, that's on you. I appreciate it for the sub. That's great, and I love the support. But it's never something that's yo. Where was that tweet?
Right.
Where was this? Nah,
Yeah,
Dig it.
and
I would
and
never.
and
I would.
and 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 I wanted to bring up this. Jay, we talk about this. Support me publicly. People they'll know everything you do on social media. They never like it. They never comment, but they
Oh,
see
that
you in
drives me
public.
fucking nuts.
Oh my god, yo, son, I seen when you did this. I seen when you did that. I'm like, really? I had no idea you seen it because they
Yeah.
got a button for that. They also
Right.
got notifications for
Several
that too.
several buttons.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
but I just realized some people they I don't know that's what they prefer. They still
People
old
are
school at heart.
people are weird because I get that
Yeah,
too, where it's like people get mad or have a point of something that was said in something that I put in a public forum like this or my other podcast, and then they want to talk to me personally about it. Yo, I noticed. Da, da, da. No, no, no. That's why we have a comment section. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you might be making some valid points that we didn't see.
fact,
So throw
Right.
it in the
fact.
comments. If you throw it in the comments, you helping me out, and other people can see it, and we could, deep dive in the
Public
comments.
discourse.
Expound. We can
Right.
expound. Bro.
It's like it's a public forum. So why are you contacting me privately and be like, I just want to talk to you about the thing that you
Right.
said on Man Cave? Like that sounded a little bit like no, put it there. Put
Right.
it there. You know what I mean?
And I mean for anybody watching this, on YouTube, whatever. And this is what I tell people on Twitch too. Because on Twitch you have a feature where you're done streaming, you can raid someone else, and you can send your chatters to that person's view. It doesn't hurt to say something,
Yeah.
and that feeds the algorithm. I mean, YouTube is very machine oriented. There's not a person holding a button. There's not a person pulling strings to make somebody bigger or not. It's all machine fed. So when there's likes, yes, that does help. But the real help is when the comments are going through the roof so fast,
Yep.
or the shares.
Yep.
People also sleep on shares.
Yep.
Facts.
If you see it on TikTok, if anybody has TikTok,
Everybody.
take a video, copy the link, share it to someone that even if you know that person.
Yeah.
And if you're not friends on TikTok, it would say, "Do you want to befriend such and such?"
Yep.
Because that link is catered to your account, and that shows that video has growth and reach.
Yep.
That it should push that video more to on the For You pages, and that's the same stuff that happens on YouTube.
Every platform.
Yeah, Spotify too.
Everything.
That share button.
All the apps
trust
that
me.
are not paying us, they all have that same
Feature.
feature. Thank you, Days. Yes, I agree. I would like to move on if everyone's cool with that. I just wanted to give Tess
Yes.
some time because we spent a lot of time, but he didn't get to get here for the beginning. All right, let's
And he
go a
said
little
some good
different.
stuff too.
Let's go totally left. What is the sexiest thing a woman can wear for you?
That's what you went to?
That's what I went to. Totally different. Yeah,
That's what you went to?
that's what I went to.
Like,
What
come
is
on,
the
bro.
sexiest thing a woman can wear for you?
I'm gonna pull a Nessa right now, and I gotta ask. It depends on the condition. Is she outside? Is she in the bedroom?
Mm,
For
okay,
you.
great,
It's for
great,
you.
Ted.
That's up to
Great,
you to
Ted.
answer.
Well,
Great times.
if she's outside, she wears a sundress,
Outside
listen,
sundress. Okay.
some sundress.
And Dex saluted you. You know what I'm saying?
Listen. I'm a kind of person. If I'm with you,
that was
I,
gonna be my. This is exactly what he's saying. Go ahead, finish up.
listen. If I'm
It
with
better
you,
be
I, lo-
summertime. God damn it.
I love
Yo.
all of you. You know, if I'm with you, I love all of you. Right? I want to see it all.
That
Whether
brother
it's
is speaking
sundress,
scripture.
whether it's the tights, whatever.
That
But
brother,
also,
I'm sorry. He said, "If I love you, I love all of you."
but it's also
Yo.
like, also if Shorty's feeling comfortable, that's also sexy to me too, because now she feels she's in her element.
Mm-hmm.
But we in the bedroom, some lace, woof,
Lace in the
woof,
bedroom. Okay.
lace.
Okay.
I digress.
I
That's
digress. Hey,
that's
relax, Tez. Relax.
Good digression,
Relax.
bro. Good
You
digression.
sweating? You
Very good
sweating, Tez?
digression.
Nah,
Good
just playing.
digression.
Look at
Yeah.
me, Tez. Where she at? Where she at, Tez?
You know what I'm
Don't
saying?
Where
worry
she
about it.
at?
You know what I'm
Where, do
saying?
you know her? Does she have a name?
You know what I'm saying? All right, well, everybody else, let's hear it.
I have a weird answer to this
Yes.
question.
Let's go, Ness.
Because I don't like care about fashion, clothes, anything like in particular. Period. Like
So
if
the
you
hottest
see
thing is
me,
nothing. Nah, I'm just playing.
like if you see me in general, like I identify my fashion as like homeless chic.
Holler.
But
Kanye was
but
copying you. Nah, I'm just playing.
yup.
Fact.
So
That's that Zoolander shit.
You know what I'm saying?
so
You know what I'm saying?
recently I discovered, not recently, maybe a few years ago, I had a weird reaction to the color yellow.
Okay.
So whatever they're wearing, if it's yellow, it's like it's really appealing to me. I have no idea why, and it's literally only clothes.
Okay.
Like if I see like a post-it, it's not gonna set me off. But like it's just clothing, yellow clothing. I don't know what it is.
So Pikachu is safe, but
right.
if she's wearing
Oh,
yellow, you with it.
Yo.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
nigga got
I
full.
dig that.
The Der Leak collection.
You know what I'm saying? So
De Leon.
Dex, sundress was your final answer because
Sundress.
you
I
agreed
was gonna
with Tez.
say yes. Lovely to see a sundress in the summer. The way it just drapes the body, the contours, and lace is lovely. Look, man, that's
You're
all you
right
get
there,
out of
you're
me.
right there.
Sundress and lace, man. That's all you get. I
Sundress
can
and
go
lace.
further
Look,
into my
see,
kinks. I'm not gonna get all
look
my
how we
kinks
bring
out
people
here.
together here. You feel
All
what
right?
I'm saying?
I'm not bringing all my kinks out.
That's a safe
Tez
space.
and
We don't
Dex
kink shame
connecting.
here, bro.
This is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Man Cave Monday connecting men. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Nah,
I love
listen,
it.
hold on. Another lethal combination is that she's wearing like a business suit
Yo,
the
I didn't want to say it. I was trying to go last. I like to
with
go
the lace
last, son.
underneath,
But
with
Yeah.
the lace underneath.
son,
Woo.
that business
Yeah.
attire, it just does something, son. I'm
Well, I would
sorry.
the pencil
The
skirt.
jeans are cool. The
pencil
leggings are cool. The yoga pants
Pencil
is
skirt.
cool. The halter tops is cool. But let me see you dressed like you going to a business meeting. Man,
the
I'm ready
pencil
to
skirt.
handle business. You know what I'm
You leaving
saying?
that
I'm
without
like,
with
woo! What we,
You gotta have the pencil
in the
skirt.
words of J. Cole, I know you got a 9 to 5. Can I be your 5 to 9?
I'm just saying.
She gotta
I'm
have
just
the
saying.
pencil skirt with the sport jacket with the split on the pencil
Talk to him,
skirt.
Days.
You feel me? Yeah. We talk. If you gonna say the business attire, she better have that pencil skirt. Because if you don't have a pencil, then you're not prepared for class. You did. You know how that shit go.
I'll throw one
You
thing. I'll
never had
add
a
something
number
to
2
that.
pencil. You wasn't prepared for class.
That's good. I'll add one thing to that. I've been a personal trainer for a long time, and what happened is that was the turn on to see the business suit, the office clothes, because you see people you see their bodies all the time. So it's
Right.
nice to actually see them dressed up. You know what I mean? It was awesome. It still is. But that's my random thought. But yeah.
I want to chime in. Outside,
Yeah.
I say outside is the pencil skirt, but inside, I would definitely have to say garter belt, bustier.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, man, garter belt, bustier. That's my joint right there. With the straps coming down the leg to keep the socks up, with the silk gloves. Gotta have the silk gloves. You
Talk
feel
to
what
him.
I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. I know this is going to be on YouTube. Everybody gonna hear this. So listen, bro. You asked the question. I gotta put it out there,
I
man.
love
Now
it. I love it. That's
gonna
what we
be pulling
want.
up.
We want authentic, genuine answers.
They gonna be pulling up to my crib with the 3/4.
Dave's gonna go to his mailbox in about a week and just have a mailbox full of gloves.
silk, long
Silk
silk
gloves.
glove.
Just mad. Yo, but whose gloves are these though? Go ahead, Dre.
Listen, they're
Talk
very
to him.
handsy. They're very handsy.
Very handsy. That's a good one.
Boss.
So I'm kind of like with Nesta, man. Like the fashion stuff, it don't mean much to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So if the question is, oh, what do I want a woman to wear for me? I've said this on this platform before, man. What I want her to wear for me is a big ass smile. I want you to be excited when you fucking see me.
Okay.
And that, for me, whether you're inside, outside, it's the best thing ever. It's like we laying down and we ain't saying nothing to each other. Maybe we watching a movie and she turns around and just like smiles at me. Like she's just excited to be around me. That does it
Okay.
for me. You know what I mean?
All right.
So you got that energy.
Word,
I don't give
Dre.
a fuck what you got on. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Honestly, I'm an
He's-
energy dude. You know what I'm saying? That's
I dig
what
that.
I am. Yeah.
I dig that.
Look at me with the fade. Nigga stole my answer when I saw the topic list. I said, you know what? I'm gonna kill it with this one.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna kill it with this one.
Nah, but Jay just punked us all out because we were like
Yeah.
physical and stuff. He went straight for the
Yeah,
emotional.
he went straight for the gusto. Straight
That
for the
nigga
juggler.
pulled out the big joke
Straight
on
for the
us.
juggler. He going
Yeah,
straight for the
I
juggler.
just don't really.
Dre's like, yeah, all that shit is cool. Big joker.
That's it.
Ceiling-
Honestly,
the
you know why
ceiling
I'm
is
saying
covered
that?
in blood.
Let me
He go for the
extrapolate. Because you know why I'm saying that? Because a lot of times women will take that thing, right? And it's just like, oh, I'm wearing the pencil skirt. Oh, I'm wearing a
Right.
dress. Oh, I bought a
Yeah, I get
90.
what you're saying.
And you got a stink ass attitude. You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
I dig it.
it don't matter what you got on. You know what I'm saying? Like we not, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
you could have on just my t-shirt and we about to go to bed and you excited. I'm like, that t-shirt is looking real. You know, you might keep that t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's the best t-shirt you ever wore.
right, because you're so excited just to be around me. You just digging me
Right.
so much. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's like that energy for me means so much more than a particular thing. You know, and I know that because women will take that one thing and just be like, I wore this for you. You know, and it's just like don't
that.
you know what? Don't do shit for me next
Don't
time.
ever wear that shit again, right?
Right. 'Cause, like we not even connecting. You know what I'm saying? So
Got you.
the connection means
I
so
mean,
much
Go
more.
ahead, Tez.
I mean, so like what you're saying, I definitely agree. But there's dichotomies with that. There's things in that I agree that I can dive into more. Like I said a couple of the last episode I was on, confidence to me is sexy. When a girl feels when a lady feels confident in what she's wearing, it doesn't have to be the business attire. It doesn't have to be the sundress. First off, to wear those stuff and to feel like you're to have that attitude to wear that stuff shows me that you're confident. You I feel good in this.
Mhm.
To me, that's the most important thing because if the lady feels fine, that's less on me, right? That's less on me to worry about helping her boost, helping her because everybody has their egos and they go out their way. Oh, I wore this for him. He didn't say shit. I'd rather you wear it for you,
Right.
right?
Right.
I'd rather you wear it for you. I'm not asking you to wear freaking 10-inch heels and feel having your feet hurt the whole night. No, feel good. I want you to feel good because that's what this relationship is about. It's about feeling good. It's not about doing this because I like that.
Right.
You're not subjugated to what I like. I already like you. I'm with you. If you want to spice things up, then we can talk about that. It's a different topic.
Right.
But you should never have that need to wear that stuff or my approval.
Well
That's
said.
it.
That's good. That's great. Well, let's say this too, though. I mean, a good, healthy relationship. Everybody wants. You should want to please your partner. You're in love with someone. You want
Amen.
to please them. They're going to want to please you too. It goes back and
Right.
forth. And there's.
Amen.
I mean, I'm going a little bit off the track, but it's still part of it. So you want to please each other. So you have a little bit more awareness of what they're doing too. So there's that too. You know what I'm saying? If you're in love with somebody, they're in love with you. You pleasing them by how you look, and they doing vice versa. I see what you're doing. You see what I'm doing. There's more awareness, and you know what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. So just let's throw that tack that on at the end too. You know what I'm saying?
Well said
Um,
again. I
yeah.
totally agree. That was great.
Yeah.
So
I will.
All right,
I
I'll
last.
mean,
add on.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, then I'll let you. I'll add on to what I just said. So it's like, yes, the smile and everything. But if it's like something really weird, then I'd be like, that shit was crazy. You know what I mean? Because I like shit like that. So if it's like you came out on some like cosplay looking like Wonder Woman type shit, I'd be like, yo, that shit was dope. You know what I mean? Like, it
I
got to be
mean,
like that. It can't just be like you
All right.
got on a 90 or like, I mean, like, okay, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me to get like excited, it has to be something like way out there, you know, be like, oh, this bitch look like Catwoman. Oh god, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. It's like, yo, that's nuts.
That could
You
sound dope.
just came to bed and like,
That could
I'm
sound dope.
Catwoman, nigga. Like, oh, it's nuts. So something like that would be like really like
but yeah,
weird.
but also, but going off of Dex, there is that gesture sometimes. Like surprise it, like, oh, I know you like this. Like
Yeah.
don't even like it's a cool gesture. Like you buy the stuff that they like, and then they don't even know you have it. You come up, you show up. Oh shit, you wearing this? Oh my god! And you know it's for you, or she knows it was for her, and it's like, oh damn! And it shows that not only that you're paying attention, but you care, and you're willing to go out of your comfort zone to appease them,
Mhm.
and you're trying it. That was an issue in a relationship I had prior where I go shopping with my ex wife, and I'd be like, babe, I think you look fine in this. Nah, I don't like it. All right, I'm not going to tell you to buy it. But then you're mad about like the certain clothes that you buy, your style's not changing, and it's like you look fine in what you're wearing, but you want to branch out. I'm giving you suggestions. You're asking me if I like it. Of course, I'm going to like the regular sandwich that I get. But if you want to try to take it up a notch, here's the stuff that I'm into that you can do that with.
Yeah.
Again, it's not an obligation to do it. I'm not, that's not my style.
Right.
Mhm.
But it's a little hint here and there.
Okay.
Mhm.
I dig that. All right, let's go. Last topic, real quick. And I feel like this is going to be a super quick answer, but I would love to be wrong. Can men be vulnerable with other men?
100%.
Define
Yes.
vulnerability.
Yes.
Define vulnerability.
Two people in this chat right now know my deepest and darkest secrets. That's how vulnerable I am.
What person in
Vulnerability.
this chat took naps on the trains with?
Yeah.
Up on the train. Let's go.
Yo, you gotta get up.
Yeah,
You
Well,
gotta get up.
that's the
Hey,
answer. What y'all doing right there is the answer. If you have a tight circle of
Classic.
real brothers, you're gonna be vulnerable in front of them. They're gonna know everything about you, and you'll support them and uplift them in hard times and all that stuff. Yeah.
Anytime you wipe that bob out because we just knocked it on the
you
train.
know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
my
Yeah, hey, you got something right there. Right here? Right here?
But,
Oh, thanks.
but,
Good
but,
look.
but,
Yeah.
but when you say vulnerability, like Days asked, what let's give some examples. What we're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
I'm
no
looking up
problem.
the
I
definition.
was prepared to
You
do
guys,
that.
can you do? I'm looking up the definition. You guys do you.
Oh, I was gonna ask if I wanted to go through the definition, but
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Man.
okay, you got it.
I'm not typing as fast as you, but
I'm hands free.
Why
I got
you-
nothing in my
yeah,
hands, so you
I'll,
typing faster than me anyhow.
yeah. While you looking that up, I'll
Yeah, go
say
ahead, Dre.
not only can men have a relationship, be vulnerable around other men. I would go on to say that they should. That it's
Should.
incredibly
100% should.
important for your
Yes.
growth and development that you have these kinds of relationships with other men. When the only people you're vulnerable with is women, or just you're not vulnerable with anyone, you put yourself in sort of a like an abyss. You know what I'm saying? You kind of like stump your own sort of like growth or emotional growth. And I know sometimes it's hard because where men are not told to bond with other men in a healthy way so that you could be vulnerable. or men see themselves as an island, not needing anything, and so they don't have to like depend on anybody else. But this is where we can kind of like borrow from women, because women understand how necessary it is to bond with other women in any way possible. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that men need to hold hands and go to the bathroom together, but I am saying that we need to bond in our own unique way. You know what I'm saying? Where we can be vulnerable to each other. We should be able to say I love you to another dude if you really do love him, and not have to say no homo after it. Like, that's
Nah.
dumb
That's
to
annoying,
me.
but go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah, it's dumb. It's dumb. It's like
it's annoying.
you once you say no homo, you just made it homo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's it's like I have a brother. We both came from my mom. I tell him I love him. I don't have to say no homo after that, right? So it's just like, yo, like, we as men need to understand the importance of being vulnerable to one another, um, learning how to trust each other, and so that we can have like trusting, flourishing like relationships. And it helps you in your other relationships, as far as with women. When you have dope men in your life that you can be vulnerable with, you can have great relationships with women, and vice versa, as far as like women to men.
Um,
Well,
I
hold on, Tez. You got the definition, Days?
Yeah, I got it.
Go ahead.
It says the quality or state of being exposed to the possibility of being attacked or harmed, either physically or emotionally. And I'm glad that they said that, because when I thought about vulnerability, I thought about it in the same sense. Like, any form of interaction is vulnerability. You hear what they just said, like exposed to the possibility of being attacked or harmed. Any form of engagement is a form of vulnerability. Some people think about it as getting deep all the time, like, you exposing your deepest, darkest. But me walking down the street and somebody asking me what time it is, and me actually interacting with them at that point, I'm making myself vulnerable, because, like they said in the definition, anything can happen at that point in time. You feel what I'm saying?
In
But
the question, it's yeah. The definition is for both. This question is more about the emotional side. Like, can I tell Dex, hey man, I'm going through some really hard times. I need a person to vent to. Such and such happened. I never guessed it would have happened, but man, Nestor smacked the shit out of me today, and I don't. I'm fucked up inside. I need to talk to somebody. I'm opening up and I'm letting my guard down. I'm letting Dex in, and I'm wide open. Dex could be like, yo, fuck you. You deserve that shit. Nestor should have been smacked you. And now I'm
yeah,
even more fucked up. Or, because you don't know what's gonna happen, right? Any one of you guys, you could call me, I could call you, and we're open. That's why I said I know the answer, but it would have been fun if somebody was like, no, men cannot be vulnerable. Never. But that's what it is. We've all here.
this is a mature environment. We know
It's
better than that.
right. That's why I was like, I know the answer, but it would be
Yeah,
fun if
yeah.
I was
Well, I,
wrong.
I I
But
say yes, and I say yes and yes, because I was gonna elaborate by saying, like, it does depend on the relationship, but I'm saying yes because it should be necessary. You understand what I'm saying? It shouldn't be something that society should frown upon. You get what I'm saying? It's something that they try to stray away from. It's kind of it's the uncomfortable, thing to do, per se. You got to man up. You got to be tough. This gladiator school. I
right,
forgot, me and
right,
somebody was saying that the other day. I was in the gym. We was in the gym playing basketball, and they had like this program that they was doing, and it was a lot of brothers in there, and it was like, yeah, this is gladiator school. But the dope thing about it is that wasn't the energy in the atmosphere. It was a brother energy. Like, brothers prayed. That was dope too. We all got together, bowed our heads. Brother had did a prayer, and everybody was in with it. The amens and the ashes. Everybody was in with it. You get what I'm saying? Like, you could tell they was paying attention. They was committed. You feel what I'm saying? And that was important. I didn't really know, some of these brothers I knew, some of these brothers I didn't. But guess what? They all look like me. You feel what I'm saying? So I
right,
understood the assignment.
right.
Everybody understood the assignment, and we had youth in attendance, so it was kids. there as well. So there
Nice.
was examples being set. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, you want to have a safe space. I remember when we worked with the young brothers, we called it a safe space where brothers could, exercise that level of vulnerability with each other and not feel any shame, any guilt. You know what I mean? Any
Yes.
what you call it? Resistance.
Remorse.
You know how sometimes
Resistance.
you
Okay.
you ever been there? I'm sorry, say that again, Jay.
No, no, go. You said the right word.
um Resistance, I'm saying, because you know how I know I've been there where it's like you tell somebody and then afterwards you feel regret, like, damn, why did I tell that person that, or I shouldn't have said that, or because you felt like you made yourself that vulnerable when you shouldn't have that reaction afterwards. It should be, you should be able to open up, and because that's what actually brings people closer. You get
Yes.
what I'm saying? It definitely brings people closer. Vulnerability is a form of honesty, in a sense.
Absolutely.
Transparency is saying, like, I'm showing you who I am. Do you see me? And some
In my
people
in my
actually see
truest
you.
form.
Yeah, yeah. And some people see you, and they see you in your truest form.
Right.
You know what I
Go
mean?
ahead,
So
Tez. I know you wanted to weigh in.
I mean, the reason why this is a question, if we want to dive into that, is because, well, right now we can admit that we're in a change of the guard, a way of like upbringing is, right? Because back in the days, fathers, or I didn't have a father for majority of my younger years. Father, first off, male father figures don't open up to their kids like that. They don't show them that side because they have to be that bravado that we spoke about in our first pod. Um, but also, people without fathers are told, like, oh, you're the guy, you're the man in the house, you got to be strong. So you're instilled early on that you can't be weak.
right,
um, I resonate again. I love Joe Budden. I resonate with a line so well when he says, "Let me be weak for a minute." And that's
facts.
real deep to me, because you can't be Superman all the time. You can't be saving the world.
Right.
You gotta have that time to yourself. And in that time to yourself, that's also dangerous because you're at your weakest. So you gotta seek out.
Right.
You gotta seek for help and guidance in other people. And it's not because they're better than you, it's because they can relate to you, or they can, that they can boost certain things up. And it's okay to be open in emotion. As long as you have that trust, it's not a vulnerability anymore. That
Mm.
it's an extension of, hey, I need assistance. I'm in a rut. Let's get this out, or let's pave a road that I can go down to get out of here. And we can, that's in the past. We built on it. We're good. And that's the way I see it.
Okay.
I'm
Tez, Joe
glad
Tez,
will be
that
so proud of
yeah,
you.
go ahead. Go
Joe
ahead.
will be so
Go ahead,
proud of you,
Ness.
Tez. Joey will be so proud of Tez.
I'm glad Days brought up like society, and then playing off what Tez was saying. It's funny because I remember hearing a lot about it when I was younger. It's like, hey, as men you have to be stoic and strong and stone faced and this and that and that. But it was never something that I heard in reference to being taught to me. It was always something that I heard like other people talk about, like it's a thing, and it was like, well, that's never been my experience. I've seen it, but it's never been something for me. And then now older, I'm seeing it a lot more from other people, where they feel like they can't be vulnerable with anyone, period, because it's been used against them in the past. Those moments of vulnerability have been used against them in the past, for with where they've supported friends in particular situations, and then when they needed that support, it wasn't there, or when they took those moments to be weak, um, that they were, it was all used against them. And now they're in a position where they're like, well, that's just not, I'm not going to do that anymore. Like, and it makes me fucking sad, because it's like, yo, you need better friends. Like, I've realized, seeing people talk about their friendships like that, I was like, those aren't your friends. Like, if those are how you're feeling after interacting with them, like, I've realized, like, the privilege I've had for the friends that I've had throughout my whole life, that I've never had those kinds of experiences, um we've had our troubles, we've had our, arguments and tensions, but like it's never been something that I felt like, well, now I can't talk to anybody because this person used my weakness against me. And I it's insane to see people going through that, um and feel like that's how they have to deal with it.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
story of my life. You know what I
they're
mean?
jaded.
Yeah.
Story of my life, bro. I'm the king of getting shitted on. So I have a fake ass radar. You know what I'm saying? I can spot that shit now a mile away because I've had so many motherfuckers like shit on me. You know what I'm saying? That I put in like this position of trust, this position of being vulnerable, telling them, what I do, how I do it, and then, having them like this shit on me. Like, damn, that's why I'm very selective, So yeah, trauma informed. We had this conversation. It's like I'm very
Mhm.
like, whoa, I don't really get down with a lot of people. I'm that small circle type dude. I don't try to have a million mofos in my life because of the things that happen to me. So you're
But see,
absolutely
that
right.
that's the other part too, right? Because
Yeah,
you've
yeah,
you've learned from it in a way where you
right.
use it, where you still do the things that you need to heal from whatever it is, and you
Yeah,
have those people you can be vulnerable with. And then
right.
there's people that take it completely in the opposite direction. It's like, oh well, if I'm gonna get shitted on anyway, I'm not gonna open up at all. And it's like that's not the direction you want to go, because
Yeah,
that's not
Well,
exactly better.
Right.
well,
yeah,
the therapeutic language would say, if you don't engage again, then you have not healed and you have not let it go or you have not
right,
gotten over it. You
right,
have to
right,
engage again.
right.
If you
That's
don't
right.
engage, if you don't allow yourself to be open to it, then you're not past it.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
that's
And so for
that's
me, it's
therapy
like
language.
I'm very selective. You know what I'm saying? Like I put cats through the test. Everyone has to get weighed and measured. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Like you're gonna get weighed, you're gonna get measured. And if I find you wanting, I'm out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just not, you know, it's
Yo.
not something I'm just gonna give up
I see
because
niggas
I
at the
used to be,
weigh-in like this, like
yeah, yeah. I used to be, but I used to be that cat that's like, oh man, we all friends and we all this and that. And if I got it, you
yeah,
got it. And I'm being like with like mad people. Now it's like, oh no, I can't be like that with everybody. Because what I realize is everyone hasn't earned that. The type of friend that I
yeah,
am, I'm that Chucky nigga. I'm your friend to the end. You know what I mean? Like I'm a real dude. Like
Right.
some shit
default,
happening
loyal
and
to
we
default,
friends, I'm there
loyal to
for you.
default.
Right.
And so it's like I know that's the type of cat that I'm at, that the kind of cat that I am, and that's what I'm kind of like expecting. And a lot of people can't give that, so I know I can't be vulnerable to that person. One of my mentors taught me early is that friendships are spatial. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? They're spatial. They have a spectrum like everything else. And so
Yep.
every friend ain't gonna be close. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Some people are gonna be like associates way out there, and some people are gonna be somewhere in the middle. And you have to kind of identify who's who's really down for you, and know that, and then you know, like I said, I test them. I throw this out there. Let me see what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And if it's like, oh yeah, you flaky, I ain't fucking with you.
Right.
Because people be surprised, so they be like, yo, especially, and I'm gonna let it go. But it's like, especially cats who shitted on you, they be like, what happened? Why we don't do this no more? Why we don't do that no more? Like, are you bugging right now?
Right. Like, nigga,
Like,
that's
Gaslighting
come.
like a
you.
motherfucker.
That's you.
Gaslighting.
They like, yo,
He's
why you ain't
gaslighting
gonna
like
let
a
me shit on
motherfucker.
you again? Come on,
Right.
man. It's like
Hmm.
y'all cats is
You
wild.
used to
So
be doing
nah.
it anyway. You used to
Right.
be doing it anyway. Just let me do it one more time.
One more time.
Yeah, it
Let's
won't
let's
hurt.
let
Right.
let's let Dex chime in.
No doubt. All right.
Um, no, I'm just thinking about. I agree with everybody. I just think I'm glad Thank God we're at a time now where there's an understanding that vulner, healthy vulnerability is a part of masculinity. I think we're at a
Yes.
good
Pause.
time
Yes.
of that now.
Mhm.
Um, Even just the fact that our community, is kind of accepting even therapy now. All this holding in for years and having to be tough and you're pent up family problems and not talking to anybody about it, that you can actually do that now. But especially with us here in the Man Cave Monday podcast, us men, it's good that masculinity has healthy vulnerability is now part of masculinity. Yeah, you could be courageous, you could be strong, you could be all these things, but you could also be vulnerable to your closest friends. You could say something, you could tell them you love them. I just thought of the example, JD. He said to me the other day, "I appreciate you." And I told him this. I've told him this before because this is the truth. As a Christian, I told him, look, I say your name before God every day. And he doesn't. I don't have to tell him that every day, but I do. I really do. He's my friend, and I love him. So I stand before God for him. That's how I feel. So I love the beauty of good, healthy vulnerability with brothers. You know what I'm saying? Who you could care about. And you don't have to. I don't talk to JD every day, but I pray for him every day. Every day. And I told him, and the way I wrote it to him is this way too. I said, I'm not trying to lie or brag. I'm just telling you the truth. It's the truth. You're my brother. I love you. I didn't have to say I love you. I said, I stand before God for you every day. So you get what I'm saying. I'm teary-eyed now, so you get what I'm trying to say. That's my answer.
Yeah.
That's my answer for you. That's what it means to be healthy vulnerability. I could turn to my brother and tell him, stand before God for you every day. I may have not talked to him for a month, but I pray for him every day. I tell him that all the time because he's my brother. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I think this is the right time to bring up this story. Both of them brothers saved my life. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to you. You did know, but he did like encourage me to dive off the diving board.
Yeah.
He did.
And somebody who joined the podcast later. Somebody,
Yes, Tez. And then in the end, he had to be the one to save my life. Yes.
What did I do?
He encouraged me to light the fire, and in the end, he had to be the one to help me put it out.
Yeah.
You just speaking metaphorically. No, but all jokes aside, man, the brothers, bro.
He's talking about the pool party.
The pool party, man.
Yeah. And we had to go, and we saved them.
Yeah, Tez and Jay saved my life, man. Those brothers, man. I love both of those brothers. Like we joke about it, but I'm telling you, man, I was down there, bro, and I practiced for these days. I was like, one day I might be in the water, I might have to hold my breath till I can't hold it no more. And I did it that day. You feel what I'm saying? Tez just grabbed me right up. I remember he pulled me right up, and the light was like this big. I swear that shit was like this fucking big. I swear to God.
I mean, we can go on for hours about how we all like appreciate one another here and love one another here. Jonathan and Nestor definitely know how much they mean to me. My last 5 years of life has been just a twirly airplane, and and vice versa. There's been times when, hey, I need to move. Gotcha.
That's it.
That's it.
Hey, listen. I need you on this day. I need a driver. You still got a license, right?
I give him some shit because I'm always the guy who has to move. But other than that, it's not even. It's not something to repay. It's not something. It's not a debt. To me. That's what friendships are about. You need something. That's what I got you. Right. I got you. That's it. I'm willing to put my life on hold because you and I have that connection. So whatever it is I'm doing, listen, it's got to stop right now. Got to take care of my brother. That's it.
Agreed. Well said. I think this is a good place to end it. And yes, obviously I agree. I think everyone sharing stories already said proof that I agree. But just so the internet has it, yes, men need to be vulnerable with other men. They can. Yes. They should. Yes. As everyone has shared here, it helps with inner growth. It helps with growth within the community. We need to be more vulnerable with each other. But as everyone is saying, with the men you can trust. If you just go willy-nilly trusting everyone and believing everyone is great like Superman does, well, then someone will stab you with kryptonite eventually. But the people you trust,
someone will kryptonite you.
Nice.
They will kryptonite you.
DC bars.
Superhero raps. You feel what I'm saying?
DC bars.
You know what I'm saying? But jokes aside, you have to be able to do it with people you trust. Everyone here has already said it. Just to, in the words of Dex, I'm just adding to what you guys already said.
Yeah.
I'm just adding on. Every time I rewatch a podcast, Dex says that like the whole podcast. He's like, I totally agree. I'm just adding on to what you guys said. I'm just adding. That was a great point. I'm just adding on.
I'm gonna say the same thing in different words next time.
Right. That's Dex fine. So I'm borrowing your style real quick.
I'm
Another
making
one,
addendums to what was
Another
you know what I'm
one.
saying? Right.
the discourse. I'm making
Right,
addendums to the discourse. Bars.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I agree. People need to be vulnerable, but with the people that they trust. Everyone needs people that they could be vulnerable with for all the reasons everyone said. It helps you. It helps you get, into a better space. It helps you in other relationships. Like Dre said, it'll help other relationships flourish. All the things everyone said, I agree with. And I'm vulnerable with everyone here on this pod in different ways. And everyone here is vulnerable with me in different ways. We've all been through crazy shit together. We've all expressed different things to each other. We've all helped each other in different ways, sometimes not even knowing. Later you get a phone call like, man, yeah, I know you ain't know, but you really helped me out the other day. Like, what are you talking about? I just went with you to the store. Yeah, but you ain't know that 10 people were trying to jump me between my house and that store. Like, oh, I mean, I'm just down to go to the store, and if a fight broke out, well, they'd have been jumping 2 of us. Fuck it. And so that's it. And so I think this is a good spot to end it. But I wanted to bring up that question because what Nestor said. You hear in society constantly that men should not be vulnerable with other men. Men cannot be vulnerable with other men. And so, yeah, I know my guys. I knew y'all was all going to say yes, but I was just, the Potter in me was like, ooh, for content's sake, it would be just great if one person was like, no, hell no. But yes, we are vulnerable, mature men, and we believe in having the uncomfortable conversations and growing both as an individual and as a
I'm
tribe.
a grown ass man, dog. I'm a grown ass man, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
We all
I said I'm
slept
a
on each
grown
other's
man,
couches
dog.
one way or another. So.
Well, and also,
yes,
like Jay
Tez,
said,
we have all slept on somebody here's couch. Absolutely.
About somebody said about societal's views, they put negative connotations too. Like, that's why when you said vulnerability, I was like, define vulnerability, because people try to put these negative connotations on it as if like it's it's weird. They like it's somewhat hypersexualized in a sense. A man being vulnerable with another man, they always take it the extra mile.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
they overlook brotherhood, like somebody said earlier, which I think was a great point about like women. They understand that bonding, that importance of bonding and building a female tribe. You get what I'm saying? So they can have that support system. They understand that. It's knowingly. They know that. That's why they get hyped when they see each other in a pack. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's like this big moment that everybody's been waiting for and everybody's been anticipating. We should be able to have that too. And it shouldn't always be surrounded, like Dre was saying. You was pulling out certain things, you was categorizing certain things, but it shouldn't be around like sports, or you know what I mean, the norms, the social norms.
Right.
Remember, we trying to step outside of societal's norms, so it shouldn't be just around the social norms.
Amen.
It should be something. It should be something where someone could express something that, like Jay said, that can help them internally. Self-awareness. Self-growth. So
That's
I think
right.
this is a great place to end it.
All right, I'm gonna say this, then that's it. So here's the thing. And this is for next podcast.
Yes.
We realize that it's important for men to be in these trusting relationships. It's important for men to bond. We realize that women believe it's important for them to do it. But do women believe that it's important for men to bond? Or do women try to break up men who are trying to have these kinds of relationships?
We
can talk about it next time. Leave it in the comments.
We were doing so well.
Leave it in the comments.
We were doing.
Leave it in the comments. Comments about that. We talk about that next month. See,
That shit
Yo,
gonna
that's
be
the
on
name of the
fire.
episode. Leave it in the comments.
Leave it in the comments.
Leave it in the
Oh, it's
comments.
gonna
All
be on
right, we
fire
out of
after that one.
here. Thank you
That
for
definitely
joining
is a short,
us, and we will be
Jay.
back next month with another episode of Man Cave Monday. Peace out.
Like, comment, and subscribe. All that stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
deuces.
Leave it in the comments.
Yeah.